When it comes to controllers, I really prefer to have index style grips that hold onto my hands, so when I let go of the controller, it stays on. But with the Quest Pro, it's been a challenge. I've shown you a couple of them. All of them so far, you have to peel them back to get them to charge at all. So then every time you go to play, you got to put it back on. Some companies are making things that'll attach to your dock to make them actually work with their grips, but other companies are making a whole new set. Let's check these out. There's a whole bunch of different companies that have basically the exact same model for all different prices. I've seen them from like $15 to $30. I think I paid $20 for these just because I needed to have them get here in time before I left on a trip. Extra VR masks. Even comes with some anti-smudge microfiber cloths. And so basically, it's the same kind of grip as these ones here, but it's missing that whole section to make it actually charge. I'm hoping these will hang on better because it like has this whole area here around the buttons. Because these, as I showed you before, if you're playing with them, they like to kind of scoot down on you. Just slips in the side. Now, one risk you always run with silicone like this is obviously if it scoots at all now, I mean, this will get in the way of your buttons and everything. It's not a lot of room to maneuver here. Typical Velcro style straps. Nothing fancy, but they work. Easy enough to install. I'm not in love with how tall they are here because they kind of make these buttons feel like they're flush instead of sticking up for you to find them. And then it actually covers over your Oculus button, but you can still push it down through there. And it looks like it's not really in the way of the cameras now, although around a Beat Saber or two, that could easily change. Let me install the other ones and we'll do some testing. Now these particular ones are from a brand called Aleemin. They're 20 bucks with an 8% off coupon right now. And I gotta say, even before we get to testing here, I'm not feeling great about it because if you try and tighten this down further, like I like it to hang onto my hand. What's happening is the pressure of that is already pulling the silicone over to where it's gonna potentially interact with your buttons, potentially start to block the camera, and maybe even get in the way of your joystick. I feel like if you were gonna use these, you'd have to leave them, even at pretty loose, they just immediately, the problem is it's all silicone, so any pull here pulls it right over. I do feel like it is a really hard problem to solve trying to create these grips, but it's almost closer. We gotta at least see that, of course, they should charge just fine, right? Yep, both charging just fine. It's just really that problem is that silicone. So let me do a quick round of Beat Saber and see what happens. I haven't even started a game yet, and if you make these as tight as you want to feel like they're hanging onto your hand, you're just way over here. It's not good. You're pushing on the silicone and feeling it in your fingers instead of pushing on the actual buttons now. I'm almost fully covering one camera on each one. Still with just two cameras, it is tracking okay, but in a game where you'd actually need these buttons, it's impeding my thumb getting, oh, my right one just lost control there. Yeah, these are definitely a no-go. No, we'll just stop it there. Dang it, we're getting closer to some actual grips working. I wonder with how many Quest Pros are selling, like how many people are gonna continue to invest in making accessories for them. But unfortunately, I would say any of them designed this way, it's not gonna work. They gotta do something that's not just flimsy silicone out here to hold it tighter because it just too easily stretches out and moves and gets in the way. Another loser to add to the bundle of pro grips that just didn't work. What can I say? If you see some out there that are better design or different, I'd be interested to see them because someone's gotta get this right at some point. Thanks for coming out. I appreciate you being here, and I'll see you in another reality.